Update. It has been over 2,250 days since Epstein was charged and arrested, and 0 people that paid Epstein to rape children have been arrested. 0. There's a petition going around Congress right now to release the Epstein files, to start the process to bring justice to these victims, of which it is now estimated are thousands around the world. This is literally the largest sex child trafficking ring in our nation's history. And yet the Trump administration has come out this week and said anyone that signs this petition is committing a hostile act against the Trump administration if you sign this petition. It is a hostile act, Mr. President, against child sex traffickers. It is a hostile act against child rapists. So what does it say that you're coming out and saying it's a hostile act against the Trump administration? What possible reason would there be for this not to be exposed and for everyone involved in this child sex trafficking ring to be charged and arrested? What possible reason? You say this is a hoax, and yet we have 2 people that have been convicted of child sex trafficking in a court of law. We have hundreds of victims coming out to say, this happened to me. Even publicly they're coming out to say this happened to me. And you're calling it a hoax? If you're worried about any of this evidence being tampered with by the previous administration, then start the investigation over. Start from the beginning. Get new affidavits from all of these victims, which, by the way, is something we haven't seen yet. The attorney that represents many of these victims has come out and said that these victims wrote out affidavits about what happened to them, and those have not been released yet. And they want them released. So what happened to those? But you know what? If they've been lost or tampered with, let's get new ones. Get them to sign new affidavits. Let's ask them what happened to them and who was involved. Also, get new bank records. Follow the money. Who was paying Epstein? Whose bank account was transferring money to Epstein's bank account? Follow the money. Why were you paying Epstein? Great question to start with Trump. Trump, why did you send thousands of transfers to Epstein? Let's start there. Follow the money. Do the investigation completely from scratch again if you have to, but why? What possible reason would there be not to investigate this? Not to charge the people involved? Those of you that are trying to make this out to be a malevolent reason why that's not happening, you're on the wrong side of history. Thank God traction is coming behind this. More and more people are waking up here and realizing there is something that stinks to high heaven here. More and more whistleblowers are coming out of the woodwork, thank goodness, and I applaud the few Republicans that are willing to stand up against the president and say, no, this is not okay. We need to prosecute this. We need to expose this. Good for them. I applaud Thomas Massie. I applaud Marjorie Greene and the few others that are standing with them. They're up against a lot right now because they're being ostracized by their own party for what should be a completely bipartisan issue. How has sex child trafficking become a partisan issue? What does that say about us? That is sad. And shame on every Republican that is opposing this and hindering the efforts, including my own Congressman Keith Self. Not okay. You should be coming hand to hand with these Republicans that are trying to reveal who was involved. Why would that not need to be revealed? Why would that not need to be charged? Why should those people not be in jail? There is no good reason, and you're on the wrong side of history if you're hindering these efforts. Let's make child rape illegal again.